Good day. We are about starting, but before then, let me share the link around to get some people here. Today, I'm going to be practicing HTML CSS by trying to build a website. Taking the front end mentor challenge. Right, so link to, let's get a link. Okay. Taking the front end. All right. So share the link around and we'll get back to the live soon. All right. Okay, so now we can get started. All right, so welcome. In today's video, as I said, I'm just taking the front end mentor challenge. And for those of you who do not know what front end mentor is, it's basically a platform where you have a couple of designs already made available to you that you can go take and code it out. So for the coming week, I'm trying to challenge myself to practice more of HTML CSS by building out some of these projects. Yesterday I tackled this even though I didn't do it live, but today I've decided to go with this and do it live to share the process of doing it and at least also practice my skills to get better at it. So what will happen is that if you are new to the platform and you want to use it, you just have to sign up, create an account, sign up, then you'll be able to have access to any of the challenges. Then you'd when you choose a challenge, you download it, then you'll be able to code it out. So I've already downloaded a zip file. Let me extract it here. Yes, here it is. So let me extract it. Then we get to see what is inside before we code it out. Okay, so let's see downloads. Here we are. All right, so all these have been made available to us. So this is the design that we are supposed to design. Then okay, there's another one, and this is on mobile. That is what it looks like. So at the end of the day, we should be able to design something like this, and on a mobile device it should look like this. Let's see what we are going to do. Okay, so let me copy everything here. The images are made available. These are the images that were used. So I'm going to copy everything here, then send it. Okay, I've cut it. Send it to the directory that I've opened in my code editor, which is the directory here. Let's go to HTML CSS. Nope. Here, projects, front-end designs. Okay, start preview. So this is an empty directory at the moment, but as I put it in, you realize that here this has changed. We now have these things in here, and that's exactly what you saw in the folder. So you're going to code them out. HTML file. So they've made the HTML available. That is the content that you see on the design has been made available to us, but then it is just the content. So the layout hasn't been done. You are going to do your layout. You are going to do the CSS aspect. So let me create a file for our CSS, call it styles.css, and all right, so now let's start looking at HTML file. You should have in mind what the design looks like, and so let me open it by the side so that I can always go back to the design. This is the final design I want to design. All right, so there is a background. That's the whole body. That's the background. So quickly I can go and do that. And I think they make provision for those as well. When you check the style guide, you find the colors that they use. So before I start anything, I want to create some CSS variables for this particular project. Let me see what they provided for me. Say very dark blue, and this is the color for very dark blue. That's the main background. Okay, so I want to create very dark blue. Then this will be equal to that. Okay, what's the next color? Dark desaturated blue. So let me copy this dark desaturated blue, make that into a variable as well. Dark desaturated blue. Then the color provided was this color. Next one. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I don't have to be rewriting all of these color codes again. Like I'm giving them, if you know any programming language and you know about variables, I'm just creating a variable that I can call anytime that I need a particular color. Soft violet. So this is a soft violet. Soft violet. Then that is equal to this. Great. Which other colors? Okay, there's whites from here. So I'll create a variable called white. Then there is slightly transparent white for the main paragraph. So what I'll call this is paragraph white, so that I know what it is. Paragraph white. Then what else is there? Slightly transparent white at the start heading. So start headings white. Start headings white will be this. Okay, now my variables for the colors are ready, so probably I would want to indicate that these are variables for colors. All right, then typography, the body should be this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is oh, my volume is quite low and you cannot see what I am doing. How is oh sorry about that. I didn't put this here. Oh no. Okay, so basically all that I've done so far is just I brought in the designs. I hope is the volume okay. Let me raise the volume a bit. Hi. Yes, so hopefully this is better. What I've done so far is I brought the design elements that I downloaded from the front end mentor website. So this is the, let me open it. This is the front end mentor website. So once you have an account, you choose a design that you want to design. Okay, so there are a lot of the challenges, a lot of them, and for the coming days I'm going to try working on some of these. So you choose the one that you want to work on, and right now what I chose, I'm just practicing HTML CSS, so just stick to HTML CSS. Then this is the particular one that we are working on. So if I want to take this challenge, I just select it and I will be allowed to download it. Okay, so after downloading it, it comes in a form of a zip file. I get to download a zip file, extract it, and put it in a location that I want. So I've copied all the files that I downloaded into my VS Code. So there's a directory that I called stats preview, and I copied it here. And this style guide that we have contains the various colors that you are supposed to use, the font style and things. So I just started off my CSS by building variables for the colors so that I don't have to keep going back to pick these ones. I just get access to them using the CSS variables. Yeah, so that's what I've done so far, and I'm going through this to see which other things are here. So for fonts, they use two different fonts, which is from Google Fonts, and I would want to go to Google Fonts and go and grab this fonts that they used. All right, so this is, and the size they used was 400 and 700. So let's 400 and 700. I don't need this. Then there was another one, which is this particular one, or better still, let me copy this whole thing, copy this and go look for it. Okay, so the sizes is just the 400, so I'll look for 400 and I'll add 400. This is it. So now I've added them and I want the imports one, so I'll copy just this part into my CSS file, preferably at the top. So put it here. Great. Then now let me do the universal selector and set margin to 0, set padding to 0 so that I have full control over them. List style, I want to set list style to none. I want to set text decoration to none as well. Then for border, no, what's the forgotten this box sizing. Okay, so box sizing, I'm going to set box sizing to border box. At least these ones will do for now. I think we're also given that the body paragraphs should be body copy, so it should be 15 pixels. So what I'll do is I'll create anywhere I have a paragraph, I want to set the font size to 15 pixels. Okay, so we are getting into it now. All right, the other thing I need to do to is set the font family to the new fonts that I've brought in. The first one was called Inter over here. So the first one was called Inter. The second one was called Laser Plus Deca. Is it supposed to be okay? Laser Deca. That's Laser Deca. So let's put it here. Laser Deca. Then I would want to use a sans serif as a backup in case it doesn't get access to any of these. So because this is being imported from Google Fonts, it means if the person is not having like internet access, it's going to be difficult to grab this particular font. So at the end of the day, you want to rely on something else. Sans serif comes within the browsers themselves, so it would rely on sans serif whenever you can't get access to any of these. All right, then what will I do next? So still on our design, this is a design, so I want to give the background this body background. So let me pick body and set a background color is, so to use the variable in CSS, this is how we use it. The var, then the name of the variable that you set. So it was called very ideally, by the time I'm doing this, let's see, it should have been suggested. I don't know why it's not coming, but usually with VS Code, great, so it suggests it for you so that you are fast on that. Okay, so now let's see what we have. I don't think we'll see anything, but then let me preview our HTML file. Open with live server. Let's see. Okay, so live server is opening, and this is what you have. Remember that this information was provided, it was provided already. So we have to go into our HTML. It means that our HTML does not have, okay, there is body element. So why is the background not working? Oh, sorry, we've not imported the styles yet. So I've created a style sheet, but I've not imported it. So use link to import the style, and it's stored in styles.css. So now, great. So now our background is working. We have that out of the way. In order to see the content on it, for the time being, let me set the color of every one of them to, color to white, just white, so that I can visually see what is happening until I want to make changes to them. Then the next thing I want to do is, this is okay, so this is the design. It's inside, the center, so I'll need to center this particular thing. Let me say this is a section that is divided into two, so focus on those two things. Create a section, and divide a section into two, one with the image and one with the content. Let's try that and see. So in our HTML, we want to create a section. Then this section is divided into two. Let me use articles. So it's divided into two articles. Pass a class called this one left side, or yeah, so let's say left side. Then create another one, another article called, we pass the class right side. Okay, and in this looks like either they are using, okay, so let's bring the image there. The image, so let's say image, grab from images. Okay, the desktop. Let's see what we have. All right, so this is what we have. No styling yet. Then for the content, the rest of the content will be in the left. So let's move the rest of the content to the left. Move the rest of the content to the left. Okay. Ooh. All right, give me a few seconds. Let me check something out here. Yeah, so those of you who are watching, if you have any question pertaining to what I have done or what I do along the line, you can send a question via the chat. And also, if you happen to watch this, I'm streaming directly into our Discord community as well. So if you are not in a community and you want to join, you are also allowed to join in on Discord. Hopefully, I look forward to challenging myself to do this for some days at least. I want to see how far I can go. Try come online each day and at least do work on one challenge each day. See how far we can go and how better my skills can become. Yep. All right, so let's get back to it. So yeah, so for those of you who would want to join the Discord, I think all right, let me put it even in the chat. You can join the Discord with this link, but I've put it in the video description as well, so you can join with the link techpaddy.com/discord. Okay, let's continue. Okay, well, where were we? Okay, so we put all of these inside that, and for now I'm going to try to use flex. So this is what we have, but I'm going to try to use flex to lay it out. Okay, so let's see. I would have to change this to my name, Honyan Obed, then link to my Twitter account. Okay, so this is just an attribution that front end mentor adds to the design, so it's not part of our work, but then now I have these two things. Let me call this main section. Just call it main, give it a class main section, then we can go and style main section. So go to main section, I mean the styles, then let's style main section. All right, so the class that we created was main section, and in main section we want to display flex. So let's see. So you see what we got now. Display flex, put it I mean by default it's flex direction is row, so you put it in just a single row. Everything inside there is put inside a single row. But then we realize that from the design there is enough space around this whole thing, so it means that I have to set some margins for my design. So let's see, let me justify content to center, then also align items to center as well. Then now let's do margin for the time being. Let me say 2 rem all around it, and let's see what we have. So 2 rem is too small for the effect we are looking for. Let me try 10 rem and see how big that is. Okay, so I think we are getting somewhere with 10 rem. All right, but then this particular one has a different background, so let's set the background to this so that at least we see what is happening. The background, what will be the color to this background will be dark desaturated blue. Okay, so for the other section that we called left side, it has a background color of, we are using the variable dark desaturated blue. Yes, so let's see what we have. All right, but then it's not filling the whole thing, and we need it to fill the whole thing. Okay, we need it to fill the whole thing. In fact, when you look at it, it's like this size to this size are the same, but with what I have right now, this is longer than this. Okay, so I need to set flex to 1 auto. No, if this is auto, that's also going to, okay, let's see. Yes, as I said, but then let me try right side to, and set flex to 1 auto. No, so once it's set to auto, let me set it to 0 and see if it makes any changes. This is the part of flex that I'm yet to fully grasp. Doesn't make any. Alright, so it pushed this a bit, but then let's see, we need height of this. Let me see, if I do 100%, what do I get? Still not. How do I make this grow to the whole place while the content is within? All right, so the content, I would have to probably put the whole content inside a div. Let's see how I do that. Put this whole content inside a div, and that div too will have other elements around it. So this is heading. Let's give a heading 2. Let's give that heading 2. So this is h2. Copy, cut this and paste it here. Then this is sorry, a paragraph. Okay, so let me call it paragraph, so that I believe by the time we are done with all of these, we may find a way around what we're looking for. Okay, so copy this, cut it, and paste it in here. Then this, I'm going to display that as flex as well. So I need to create another div in here. Then each of them will be a heading 3 and a paragraph. Heading 3 and a paragraph. Okay, so let's try that. So each of these will also be in a separate div. Each of these will be in a div. Each of these will be in a div, and we'll have, for each div we'll have h3. Then we also have a paragraph. Let me do it that way. So we're going to have this repeat for like 3 times. Okay, this is 10k inside the first one. Then the next one, companies. So put companies here. Then 314 here. Templates here. Then 12 million plus here. Queries. Great. So we are getting somewhere. All right, let's see if we've made any progress. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Let's start the heading, this one. So at the end of the day, everything in here is also captured somewhere in the middle, so we have to give it some form of margin to push it inside. Okay, so let's get back to the code. It's all surrounded by this div, right? Okay, so let's call this div inside left, so that we know that that's the content inside the left. I prefer to do it. Okay, no, let me do it down here. Inside left. So for inside left, we want our content to be, we want to give it a width of, so say 80%. Let's see what we get. It doesn't change anything, but then let's set a margin to it. So our margin, let's use 2 rem for the start, then this will be auto, and see how great. So we are getting somewhere. But then the space up here is huge, so maybe I want to increase this to 4 rem to see. Okay, we can make do with this for the time being as we work on the others. Then we can see that from this design, the heading is bigger in size, so we need to increase the size of this heading as well. And this heading, the tag in here, oh really, you still cannot hear what I'm saying? Hi. Is it any better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Jupiter, is it any better? As for the design, as I said, the design is available on front end mentor. So when we go to their site, we'll get access to it. Yes, so this is the design. Let me share it in the link, in the chat, sorry. So link to the challenge. Is a link to the challenge. I've shared that. Please let me know if you still cannot hear me. I've tried increasing the volume. So let me know if you can hear me or you still cannot hear me. All right. So let's go on. As I was saying, from here we can see that the heading font size is way bigger. So we'll want to increase ours as well. Okay. So I feel that even with the content size, with this we could have set a maximum. Anyway, let's focus on what we are doing right now. The heading, um this is the heading. It's an h2 inside left. H2 inside left. Okay, so being an h2 inside left, what is to make changes to it, we call inside left, then we call h2. Then I want to increase the size, so I call font size. Then I set the font size to, let's set it to 3 rem and see how big it's going to be. Oh, this is overly big. It's bigger than what we need, so I have to reduce it. Okay, I have to reduce this. All right, reduce this to, say, let me make it 2.3. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. This had your business grow on one line, so we want to get to that point. Have get inside that, help your business grow. You should have that on one line. All right, so I can see the reason why it is smaller than ours is longer. So we need to reduce the size, and I mean I may have to set a width for this whole thing so that it fits in there. Let's see, did I set a width for it? No. So this particular one, let's set a width to 70%. Then I'll change, okay, this, and then make this auto. Let's see what we'll have. Okay, good. So now we are close. We have to set a height. Let me see. If I set a height of, say, 50 viewport height, how is it going to be like? Did anything change? In order to know whether it changed, let me exaggerate the height and see. Okay, yes, so it did. It did. So now, no longer exaggerating the height. Let's see. 60 is more than we need. So let's make it 55. All right. It looks like it's slightly, maybe along the line I may even get rid of it. I'm not sure. I probably should use, or better still, let me set, where did we have the image? Where did I put the image? Oh, down here. Okay. All right, so this image, let me just set width or height to 100% just to see. Okay, then let me reduce it to say 70%. It's not changing. It's not changing. Okay, anyway, I'll figure that out soon. Let me finish styling the one side. All right, so this is somehow close to what we are looking for. Let's see. Now let's start the paragraph part. I think I haven't. I need to get rid of the white color that I used to style it, so that I will use the actual color. All right, so I need to remove that white color that I used. That shouldn't be a color, right? We had white. This was a normal white, then the paragraph white, and the start headings white. So instead of using this, I'd rather use white, which is the normal white that we're given, the variable. Then inside here we had the inside left content, we have a paragraph, and that paragraph we want to set its color, sorry, we want to set its color to the variable paragraph height. Okay, so let's see if it makes any changes. Yes, so I can see that it has. Then one of these, I think insights, has a different color, so let's go in there and put a span around the insights. So we'll put a span around insights. Then this span, let's call it, let's give it a class insights at least. Okay, so when I come here beneath this, I want to start that one. So insights left h2, then the class insights. I hope I spelled it right. Is that the same spelling? Okay, in order not to make a mistake, let me just copy this and replace with that. All right, then color for that is, I think it should be the soft violence. So let's see. Great. So we are getting close. We are getting close. Then this, discover this. So there's some form of padding or margin, depending on how. There's some form of spacing between these two, the paragraph and the heading. So let's see how we're gonna do it. I think it will be easier on me to put it here. Say margin top, the margin top will be 2 and the bottom, so I want to put, as for the left and the right, okay, so the left and the right should remain auto, whilst this is that. Great, but is it close? This has 3 lines. The last part is experience and overall efficiency. So let's see. We need you to come down. It ends at make. So this means that you are covering more width than you are supposed to cover. Okay, so how we're gonna achieve that is this. say width, let's give it a width and see. Width is equal to 70% without help. No, so because of the margin that we passed to be auto here, let me put 0 here and see. Okay, but then that is too short. So I need it to be more than 70%. So let's make it 80%. All right, I think it's very close to what is here. Discover up to make. This ends with customer, this ends with efficiency. So if I look at what I have right now, yeah, I think it's close. All right, let's keep going to our code, back to our code. Oh, let me look at the next thing. All right, so the next thing to do is to style these ones. So I'm going to use flex to style them. Let me look at my HTML, and here, what do I have? Let's give this a class, say class stats. These are stats, and I want to display these stats. So I can say, I think we are still inside left side. We are inside left side. Are we still inside left? Okay, so inside left. Okay, so dot inside left, then dot start, and I want to display the items as flex. And yeah, let's take a look at it. Oh, it didn't work. I hope I had right. Stats, so it's plural, stats. Okay, great. So we are close, but now we need to, I mean, there should be enough space between each of them from what we see here. So let me justify content space evenly and see. Okay, we are close, but then because we space evenly, this has also pushed it aside. Okay, so let me space between. Great, but then the other issue is we don't want it to be too spaced like that, right? And it shouldn't go beyond this length. So I think we can use the what is it called, the width that we used here as well. Okay, so let me try that. Can use that width inside the stats. Okay, so we want to set a width for the stats. You say width is 80%. Let's see if it changes anything. No. All right, yes, so 80% is bringing it close. There is, I think this has to be big enough, and there should be enough space between this and that. So I'd have to increase. So there are two ways to do it. I could probably set a margin top for this as well, put some 2rem to it, then see how it goes. Oh, you've gotten closer, or don't know what I saw. Let me make it 5rem and see. Okay, so let's see. This is what we have, and this is what we have at the moment. So now the size of these, we need to increase the size of these items. Okay, So since we gave them, what is it, we gave them the heading 2, heading 3, we gave them heading 3. All right, I feel if we change it to heading 2, it may give us the same size. So let me just change it to heading 2 and see. And this, change this to also heading 2. Oh, this is way bigger. That's interesting. All right, so we need to control whatever it is. We need to control whether heading 2, heading 3. So let me leave it at heading 3, but then we are going to control the size with CSS. So in start, any of the heading 3s that are available. So we'll go to inside left, the start. Then let's touch the heading 3s and see their font size should be 1.3 rem. Okay, are we there? Does it look like it? Let me minimize this and put it side and side. Oh, but that's still, let me try and increase this. I feel it's not bad, it's not off. Okay, so let's keep going. We need to make this capitalized, then push them closer to each of these. And I think because they were headings, that's why they have so much padding beneath them. So what I would do is, what did I use? Paragraphs. All right, so here for each of these, that is the inside left dot start, for the paragraphs, what I want to do is I want to the text transform, then capitalize. Okay, no, so uppercase, sorry, should be uppercase. All right, then I need to get them to move up, so probably use margin top negative 1 rem. This is too much. Say negative 0.5 rem. 0.2. Still okay, so let me make it 0. Is it okay? There should be some bit of space between them, so let's make it 0.2. Yeah, so I feel this is okay. This is what we are working. I mean, this is the image and this is what we have. Oh, I think I'm observing something too. This M is made capital, but then ours is small letter. So one way we can do it is just go into the HTML and go and change the HTML. But then because they gave us the HTML and it was already in the small letter, I feel that they want us to use the CSS to change it to capital letter. So let's see how we're going to do that. How there may be a couple of ways to go about it. Let me see, did they change the K to, no, the K is still small, it's just the M that was capitalized. So one thing I can do is I can come in here if need be. So the easiest thing would be just to change it like this, but if need be, maybe I want to give a span here, then put the M there, Then I'll go and touch on that spam and say here dot inside left dot start, then h3. After h3, the spam in the h3, I want to test transform. So let me transform the text to uppercase, and let's see if that does the job. Yeah. Hey, this is the image. Don't confuse me. Yes, I mean, it is done. All right, so it looks like we have all of this done at the moment. What is left with is our image and the fact that they are not matching up. They are not matching up here. So let me get rid of. I'm trying something. Let me get rid of the height that I set here, because I feel that it shouldn't be. All right, so without a height, this is what it looks like. It looks bigger than this, but then I believe is because of the margins and paddings that I gave it. So what if I reduce this to 8? Does it change anything? Anyway, so one of the easiest ways to use a Chrome developer tools to assess that and see what is going to happen if I come in here. All right, so this element, what if I what is it? Let's look for the height is 100%, but then what if I begin to reduce the height? Does it change anything? Nope. Okay, so this is for the whole left side, but then let's see this. Let me change height to 70%. It doesn't change anything. The margins, because I feel that when you, I mean, even if you go to the responsive layer, to let's say on a tablet, they should have the same size and one shouldn't be bigger than the other. Okay, so let me go back and use the width, the height, and see. But then this is all right. So but if we use the height to on a smaller screen, we are going to have a problem. Okay, so let me go and work on, I mean, let me work on the image, then I'll figure it out. I need you to be the same height. Okay, for now let's work on the image, which is the right side. So for the right side, what do we have? It's just the image, and there is some CSS, that's a color overlay. So we say right side image, there is background, then the background, and okay, so let me use linear gradient. How this is something I've not done before. Passing the color, will it even work? Just so I get a color. Okay, so let me search online, trying to get an overlay, because I believe if I do background image, it's not going to work. But how do I get the color to overlay on the image? I don't remember how. So CSS sets overlay color to image. Stack Overflow, come and save me. Okay, so all right, I think what they are doing here is using the image as a background instead of, so let's say would set, sorry, let me try that and see. We set a div here, then set a class img to this div, so that when I come here, this will be dot img. Then I can come and use the code here where they are setting the background with the color, the image 00. What's the 00 supposed to imply? There's no repeat face. Okay, so let me try that just to make sure I can get. So background URL, then inside this URL go to images and look for desktop, then yeah, the next thing, that fixed and no repeat. Okay, but then height of 100%. Let's see, will this distort our design? So it's gone. Unless we had something in there. Let me see. Oh, this is a person's question, sorry. So let me see, overflow color this, then when you come, background is that, overflow hidden, height is this. The opacity that I'm thinking of modifying, but then okay, so we can use something like this. Oh, okay, so I feel that, let me try this too. I just want to make sure that it's displaying. If the image is displaying, then I can worry about the color. Okay, so let's see, the image is still not displaying. No. I hope there's no problem with this. Nope. Oh, okay, so because I used first, let's say cover work, it's not working. Then let me get rid of this. Will it work? Oh, make it 100% instead. 100% doesn't work. Okay, so that means that if I use the 54 here, then I can use 54 here too for it to work. 54 viewport height. Okay, all right, then let's see, now I can use the gradient. Will this affect anything? Nope. So let's see, I can use the gradient, the linear gradient to, but then the issue is I wanted to use the color they gave us. Anyway, let me try this and see. Okay, but there is some spacing that I don't want. I feel still there. There is some spacing here which shouldn't be. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, so that is what is providing the spacing. So now let's get rid of this. And still, okay, so overflow should be hidden. Overflow should be hidden. Still, this is interesting. Anyway, I don't know why it is there, but let's see. Is it possible to use the color, this color? I've not used this before, so let's try it. Okay, so I think we can use it. Okay, then until use 0.3, is it allowed? Oh, I thought you should be able to set the opacity. Should be able to set opacity to this. Yeah, something like this. I know that you use it to set the opacity. Let me intentionally copy this and paste it here and see how that is going to be. Oh no, sorry about the noise. There are some people on top of my roof right now facing it. Will this work? Okay, so I need the equivalent color for this. So what I can do is, let me go grab the RGB version of this to RGB. 2764. Mine was 277 64 61. 277 64 61. Okay, and I want to convert this. Okay, so I believe this will be the RGB. Let's bring it here, and this should be the RGB for it. Okay, but then okay, so what I can do is I think I can repeat this here as well. Repeat this here, but they don't look the same, you know. Let me make this one and see. Okay, when it's one, they are the same. If it is one, then it covers everything. So what I'll do is bring the same here, then make this also 0.5. Okay, let's see, this is a bit deeper, so instead of 0.5 we want to make it like 0.7, make this other one to 0.7. How does it compare to this? Still feel that this is light. I don't know. Make it 0.9. Make it 0.9. It's less visible now. No, no. Or maybe I'm missing the color. I mean, let's maintain it to 0.5. 0.5. Let me try it. So, let me put this here. It's a bit darker, but mine is lighter. How do I make it dark? How do I make it dark? Maybe come into the darker regions and see what we are going to get. Still the same story. Or could it be, wait, okay, so what I'm thinking now is, with what I've done right now, it's trying to put sorry, it's trying to put the overlay on the picture, but from what I'm seeing here, I want to believe that what they did was the color was the background and they put the image on top of the background, except that they used they reduce the opacity of the image. So let's try that as well and see where this time around we are not going to use this as our image. We are going to set background there, background color to what we're given, which is this, right? Let me see. Okay, then on top of this background color we are now going to set our image. So I'll go back to my HTML. If I do this, I need to get rid of this. Then will this even work? I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay, so I know what to do. All I need to do is I need to put this inside the div. Okay, once it's inside the div, now I can reduce the opacity of the image. So this is that. But I need the image to fit in perfectly. Oh, okay, so this was actually what I was facing earlier, but I need the image to fit in perfectly. So So we'll come to right side and image. Right side and image. Then set opacity of the image to 0. Oh goodness, I have a class in 10 minutes time. Yeah, so something like this is what I was thinking about. Nope. Still not dark enough. How do I make this thing dark? So it looks like mine is a bit whitish. Let's try. No. What about 2? Nope. Or maybe my computer is interpreting my colors differently from theirs. I mean, anyway, so right now the problem I need to fix is the fact that there is some space after this image and down here as well. Okay, so how do I fix that? I need to fix that within the shortest time. Set this width to be 100%. Great. All right, so now at least I have something very close to what I'm supposed to design, which is this, right? Very close to it. Is there any other thing? So the next thing I would have to do is make it mobile friendly. That's the next thing I'll have to do to make this mobile friendly or responsive in nature. So at the moment, if you put it on, see, even on a smaller screen, it doesn't adjust well. That's bad. So we need to do something about that. This image, I think, let me do the height as well. Height to be 100%. Let's see. Okay, so the image adjusts, but then this content to it's not adjusting well. Okay, so with regards to the contents, let me see, maybe that was from the left side, right? Left side. So I need to keep everything inside. With left side, I'll have the okay. So let's say if I didn't have the width. Oh, okay. So if that is the width, then the inside content should also take the height to be 100% so that it don't go out. Anyway, I need to figure this thing out. Yeah. So when we close you up, probably because let's see the margins that I'm using. Where do I have margin button for the start? So I don't have margin button for the start. Say to let's see what it does. this say 3rem. Okay, but then when we close this, it brings it up. Let's do this. What if I increase this to 5? What's going to happen? Okay, then let's go to store. So this is pushing it way beyond. Shouldn't be going beyond. Let me see. Still, it's being overridden by something. Okay, let's see what we have. Yeah, so you shouldn't be going beyond that boundary. So the div has been pushed outside. Let's see. Still. Oh, okay. So what I want to do is let me get rid of these two, then use this instead to push it down. So where we have the paragraph, I want to do 2rem for bottom. I mean, it's at the moment it's 2 up, 2 bottom, but I want to do 0, then bottom will be say 4rem, then 0 again. I see. Okay, then use this. At least I feel I should be able to do something about it so that even when they squeeze, the size should reduce equally. But then let's make use of what we have right now. I have a class in a few minutes, so I'd have to rush away. I'll try and finalize the mobile responsiveness. Then God willing, tomorrow too we stream and build something else. So tomorrow I'll share the link around and see what we are going to build. Yeah, if you have any questions about what I did, maybe something that you didn't understand on there, like, you can join the Discord community. Oh, says why don't I inspect the HTML elements? Why don't you use HTML element inspector? Oh, okay. Like, I mean, anyway, like, I don't have any specific reason, but mostly I like to think through the problems like that. So however, as I said, I'll push the code to GitHub. If you have any questions or anything you want to join through the live, you can join the Discord channel, I mean the Discord server, where I stream the session to. All right, so thank you all for participating, and for those who will watch it later too, thank you for watching, and I'll see you, God willing, tomorrow. Bye bye.